Oh, co-host. Got you. Co-host. And then, okay. Oh, yeah. Now I see stuff moving. Meters are moving. Okay. So really quickly. So then tell me. So, okay. So it was popping and popping. Well, I'm not gonna indulge in what you're not on a speaker. You're in my ear. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, perfect. The blue with blue eyes. But I mean the one that's mean jeans. Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Well, I know when we were putting that mortar up there, I was saw my balls down at the bottom. I'm like, oh, awesome. I know. Chris is like, we need. Are you guys like? He goes, are you guys using security cams? I said, you gonna buy? You want to buy us some new ones? So I don't know. Are we able to move those cameras down? I know that there's like the view possibility, right? Okay, so then what if we add two more same things but like lower, and that way you can select which ones you want, or okay, just leave those be. That's what I'm thinking, Johnny. Yeah, they do serve a beautiful purpose. Yeah, I agree with that. That's what I was thinking. I was like, you know what? Those are there for a reason, and I think that they're stable. They look amazing, and like let's not mess around with that. Let's figure out what's next. So because I was talking with Yuri about using like for trellis, but like literally like planters trellis outside, for like planting to put those on stuff on. And he was like, that could probably work. But I was like, well, let's talk to you about it and see. But like, if we could find them, like it's a inexpensive way to curb it or to look at it doing that. Eh, you don't want to know. Like, you know, we got our ways. We got our ways. Well, well, yeah. Well, I think first off, our when we're talking upgrades, we're working on that. Okay, so people can actually hear. Yeah, but like we're what we're working on currently is is right where we need to be, and then once we get that settled and complete, we can talk about upgrading specifics when it comes to that. But for now, I think what we've got going on is fucking genius. It really is. I mean, it's pretty fucking genius. I think the only thing now that was that we have to figure out how to add more plugins. You know what I mean? Because if you go lower and you add two more so that you do get that head on look, face on look rather than the skull, um, then that would require that's two more cams right there. One, two. Um, so we can talk about it though. Oh. Well, the ones what I'm thinking is just go straight down from where you already are because you've already hit your angles, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah, you've already done all that research. Like you've kind of squeezed most of the juice out of the nut. I mean, I don't know what you want to call it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm the radish. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what more we can do in the square space of the world that we're in without, like, yeah, I mean, like in the staying inside of what the skill that we're in, pay skill. Don't we? Um, are you almost here? Oh, okay. Well, I'm working on PROs and uh, everything is here. Checks are in. Um, Yep, yep, yep. And I was ordering some more Polaroids. I saw you pulled the Polaroid out. That's super cool. I saw the first picture. Ugh. I'm so sorry. I was nervous, Nelly, about what was going on up above us. I've had a panic attack over it. Oh my god. Oh, Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I mean, I was because I was just all I kept thinking was we don't have the plastic to cover the equipment, and if they start yanking stuff down, but you know what? I do want to take care of that guy because that guy was freaking cool, and they were so respectful. I wouldn't even have known they were in this room. Like they were so respectful of what they did, and I'm so grateful to them. And I see where you're coming from. Yeah, it's definitely a more than a handshake. More than a handshake. Well, I was picking stuff out in case we needed to, make that shift happen very quickly. I'm like, okay, navigation is on. I'm like, no, failure is not an option. Navigation is on. We're ready to turn this ship around somewhere else. Yes, I know. I'm so all right. All right. So 3 o'clock, Ivan. He's a 3 o'clocker, and I don't think it'll be long. I've got the API keys for him. I know that's what we were talking about. We need for YT. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Casey said that you probably. I don't know. Does I even do that, or do you do that? Okay. Perfect. All right. I don't know what else. All right. I'm gonna sit here and yeah, I'm just gonna drill down on getting these performing rates. Oh yeah. All right. I'm gonna drill down on the performing rates stuff. Get that. Oh, I see some evidence. I just found it. Oh, it's so tiny and so little. I'll leave it just for you to look, just so you can be real excited that that's all that it was. Oh, could have been so much worse. Could have been so much worse. Oh, okay. So we need an equipment clean day. Probably just let me go get the duster. Especially on the audio board. Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking at exactly. Oh god. Okay. All right. Okay, see you in a few. Okay. Johnny. Hey. How are you? Good. Yeah, I just vacuumed. I vacuumed up the evidence because I was like, that makes sense to keep it. So, but literally, it was just this little itty bitty bits right here. That's it. And then, I kind of like took the vacuum and.
You didn't stuck any of the
And then
cables, right?
No, it doesn't stuck hard enough to do it. But then I was like looking at this, so I tried to scrape this a little bit just with my credit card.
What happened over there?
It's just dusty. It's just dusty. But I couldn't find the feather duster. I was looking for that.
That one is, I think it's in that white bench. No, I think it's in this thing right here. Yeah, that duster is the best thing to use. I think it was over here somewhere, no?
Right?
There we go, right here in the first drawer. Yeah, we'll dust that up.
Literally.
We actually use this chair.
They like
yesterday.
it?
Oh, yes. We use it over there, though, not on this position.
I wonder if
It's a bit...
I wonder if the guy Terry might like that chair because it's a little lower and his knees could go under.
Well, it feels like he's sitting. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
he may like that one better than this one.
But it's like...
I know you feel like you're...
No, it will look weird.
You're too short.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's the only thing with that one. It's kind of weird like that.
Yep.
It's just a little bit. It's just an
but it's
awkward feel.
Perfect over there, though. In the corner.
You know what else we could do? Or you want me to hand it back over?
Yep.
Let me hand it off to you.
Yeah, right here. It's like awesome. I love that we have so many different. I love that we have so many different characters.
Okay, how do we? Okay, I want to go to Camry. Okay, let's go talk about this. Our watch hours are coming up a little bit. So I'm thinking I'm just opening and watching me vacuum.
Wendy, you know where my friend?
That's okay. No, I switched it over to that one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I do better if I just know there's a fly on the wall watching, I can get down. And if I feel like it's like right in my face and I have to be scripted, that's where I
Then it's yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so do you spray that ever? Like a mist at the ends, the feathers?
No.
I finally figured out how to keep my screen cleaner. I can't stand it, but I didn't know how to handle it. But my husband keeps like just this cool little cloth in his car because his car's always pristine. Pristine, Johnny.
Oh, that would be my love language right there.
Right? I know. And so he has these like special like little chamois cloths. And he just keeps one in his car. Nice. And I'm like, oh my God, this one is a chamois cloth.
I have one too.
You have a chamois cloth?
Yeah, not the chamois one, but the different one.
I should have known that you would have a chamois cloth.
Yeah.
Where's Terry? Is he here?
Yeah, he's in a lobby. A brand new board.
It's beautiful. You know, it's like the iPhone. Like when you get a new iPhone case and you get the new the screen protector, right? Yeah. It's like you had your teeth polished or something.
Uh-huh.
It's like you went for dental hygiene.
Alright, I just need to do the candles. Oh, I hear myself. Oh, I think the light stream is on. On the phone. Oh, it's right here. It's going everywhere. And here too. Here we go. Alright. Monday.
Oh, I'm doing over there too.
It's so dusty over here, really.
Do what?
It get dusty over here.
I know, right?
Yep, sorry guys. I think we cleaned up the microphone pretty good too. They got the sound effects over there going.
Oh my God. So yesterday,
Uh-huh.
right? So I'm heading in. I'm on my way. And I started, like, because I started with meetings at, like, I think 9 in the morning,
Uh-huh.
right? So finally, like, well, and then we have moved downstairs.
Uh-huh.
So in the back of the house, the router doesn't pick up the freaking signal back there. So on a Zoom or a remote, I can't, it won't work. So I got stuck in the other part of the house, like over in the other location. You know what I mean? Just like moving because I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking stuck here now. Because if I walk back there, it's gonna go away. The phone's gonna die out.
Yeah.
You know?
That's funny.
Well, we just got to get more around
Yeah, we do.
the router situation nowhere.
Yep.
But anyway, but then
Get ubiquity stuff installed in your house, man. You'll be rolling.
But then we go to driving, and I'm like, I'm trying to like talk about like, I don't know, whatever, and and I'm thinking, oh, we were on with Jane and or not Jane, what's the other one? Sydney. And yeah, hey, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jane might be moving on.
Oh.
Just
That's.
I don't know. Yeah, I gotta like kind of like make some phone calls and kind of figure out what the deal is. But I thank God she automated everything for us, though.
Yeah.
And we don't. I mean, because I don't even think I've talked to her in like a hot minute because everything is running. Like I mean we. That's the thing with. I mean, that right there is like the proof in the pudding of how AI is going to dissipate the workforce. Because once you get things rolling and automated, you just find yourself in a different place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's not good.
When it comes to people working, except for like people like, the core people,
Yeah.
But like, that's a great thing in a way.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so yesterday, so I was like, Jess said, oh, look.
What?
Do you want me to get the air?
Oh, yeah. I think
can
it's a vacuum thing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Terry, what's up?
Hey, Terry.
Ouch. So
We
look,
cleaned
Terry,
it up all good for you over here.
we had some AC things going on, so. Okay, so here's what we were thinking. You could do, if you wanted, I think.
Terry's like, what's going on over here?
I know, but I'm just thinking just for comfortability.
Watch out, Terry.
I know you're kind of used to. Hold on, let me see if I can get it to go off.
It doesn't go anymore. Unfortunately, yeah. It would have been perfect.
Oh, it's still
Couple
high.
of inches.
Yeah, that's what the thing before I couldn't get my knees under it.
Yeah. So the only lower one that we have then is that one, But we were thinking it's gonna come up. You're gonna be up to here.
Yeah, remember that's how we started out, and somebody told me it was my son. He said, "Dad, you look like a Muppet," because my hands were like over here.
Try
Yeah,
this.
I was just
Did you
saying,
try
I'm
this
like,
one
that's
yet?
a little.
No.
I think it will be exactly like you're describing right now. It's too low.
Are you getting your workout today, or are you?
That's yeah.
Oh, I don't know. This might work.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It feels good, but then when you sit
Oh
down.
yeah, I'm
Let's see
Muppet.
if he looks
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
Muppet.
yeah,
I'm
Hold
Muppet.
on,
I
let's
do.
go look.
I know already because my hands.
No,
are
no,
shaking.
there's
I
no
need to be
way.
right here.
Yeah, there's no way there. Yeah, it's too low.
Hi ho! Welcome
Exactly.
to rbeats.com.
Oh.
How about this one? Same Muppet.
Probably. I want to say yes, but
Let's just try.
yeah.
For those of you watching at home who are watching behind
I'll
the scenes
take-
content,
Here, I'll take this. Oh, you okay?
they're trying to find me a higher chair. Evidently, I have to go do squats so I
You
can
do?
sit up higher.
Are you serious?
That's how you build that.
Booty. Booty. Okay.
Maybe. Still a whole lot.
Too low.
Yeah.
Yeah, still a little bit.
Still too
Yeah,
low.
it will be special with the screen and everything. It's not gonna work
Okay.
right,
Well, we tried.
unfortunately. Yeah. This is the only chair. What we could do is
What is it that you're trying to do?
to have more leg room. I think like literally if we take this board out,
Oh, we can just cut 2 knee holes. One right
there you
here.
go. Yeah. You know.
A short amount of time that you're in here. Well, we could.
Because see, I was thinking to raise it up, but if you raise it up,
And you're gonna be like
then
this.
again it's the same thing. It's just higher.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's still.
Well, good news for you, Johnny, is I ate before I came today because it's an afternoon show.
There you go. Nice. I
I was
love
about
it.
to die in here yesterday. I was doing intermittent fasting, Wendy. and-
Oh yeah.
No, it was making my stomach growl because I was so hungry. I had to call Johnny. It's like, Johnny, can you hear this? Because I can hear it.
That's
Oh
too
my gosh, you can hear your stomach
I
growling.
can hear it. I was trying to pull the microphone up, so
Aww.
I'm okay.
he said you can barely hear it. You can't hear it. at
Yeah,
all
yeah.
when
You can't
talk.
tell like what it is. You kind of
Oh, you can actually hear it?
No, but it's like it's not.
But you don't want them to think it's something.
You hear
else.
Yeah.
something, but you don't know what it is, and it's
But
it's
that's
like
that's almost worse
maybe
because
like
then
one-
somebody could identify as a lot of things.
no.
Sounds
It
can identify as a lot of things.
My first thought when I heard it, I was like, oh, they maybe do something like outside or something. That's
I
my.
was like sitting here like,
my first
is there
thought.
a cracker or something up in this bit?
Oh my word! What's that?
We do have a cracker actually. We should probably.
I have a
That's so
protein
funny.
concoction that I eat after 12
Oh, there you
that I
go.
make myself.
Yeah.
It would probably gag a dog, but I eat it. It's just
What's
like a combination of just like ground chicken, sweet potato, almonds,
Just realized that I chipped my hair a little bit.
some cauliflower.
Like a saute.
No, I make it in a crock pot so I don't have to spend a lot of
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I do that. I
Yeah.
thought that the meat, the onion, garlic, right?
Yep.
Because I am back in the gym full time.
Are you?
Right.
Yeah.
Gary?
I am.
I am so
I could.
proud
It's
of
been like
you.
2 years I've been trying to find a gym membership because it's so far away. So I finally just joined the Y
There you go.
because it's
Silver
like 2 minutes from my
sneakers? No,
house.
joking.
Yep. And if you travel, it's just much easier to find that, you know, because they are.
Yeah. Well, when I
Yeah.
worked with boy bands and stuff, like we had one that was traveling. They came here, and that's the deal they had. They had a deal with Y. You just, they're all Y members. They can go in any city,
Yep.
and we do
Yeah.
plan to travel.
There you
Well, the
go.
Queen will be traveling this coming week, but I don't have to travel with her.
Wait, this is the week she goes away?
Mhm.
Oh.
She goes just for a day.
Just for one day?
Yeah. Are you okay?
Woo, I'm banging. I'm banging. I'm
She
a
got,
Harvey
she got that
fan.
energy bar that you were talking about.
Hey, I'm
She's-
full throttle.
Yeah, she's totally full throttle.
I'm full throttle.
The AC is working. We're happy. Like, yes.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like I had a panic attack the other day in here because I thought that we were going to have to do some like
I have to
Me.
turn
damage
that
control.
on air sign. We are live, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I
thought
think
we were gonna
that.
have to do some
I think that
damage
every
control,
damn I
and
speak.
it just like I was like, oh my god.
It's
no,
like
please
a
stop.
reality show, you know. Well, as soon as you
I've been on
watch,
those.
you're like,
I was on that for TLC a couple times.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm used to that.
disgusting. Yeah, that's
If I'd have seen it, Johnny, I'd have just put it down my shirt like I had a mohawk or something. Just feather duster. I just,
Oh, you would use that as a fan. The Jennifer would use that as a fan for sure.
she's a super nice person.
Yeah.
She's gonna be great.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
So how's everything with you? I don't even think I've seen you in a decade.
I know. I seem like to get in here when we're on off-peak hours. Yeah, I've been coming in and staying until 10 or 11.
Well, that's it. I've been trying to sit down and get all my phone numbers and everything for my pictures.
Yes. So how do you like the new automation?
I like it. It's just with me, I used to not have to gather that information at first, so now I have to gather. So I'm behind the gun.
It'll
Like
take
once
a
I'll
minute.
catch up,
Yeah,
it's so much better.
Right,
so much
right.
Better. Once I, am on that track.
Yeah. The whole team is kind of like in that space. We're just, because then we not only did automation, but then it was like now we're ramping up 2 weeks in advance almost, right?
So look at the availability. There's so many things to that.
It's always going to be, I've just decided that it's the journey, not the destination. You know what I mean?
That's tricky.
And if it don't all get done today, guess what? Hopefully, by the grace of God, we have tomorrow and we'll wake up and keep going. But if we got some stuff done, the most of the stuff that you can get done, and it was productive, then don't beat up yourself over the things that you didn't get done. Praise
I'm super
praise the wins.
But the stuff I get done compared to the stuff I have on the list is still not complete.
Don't
right.
look at that part.
That book about business that I did the forward for
Yes.
that came out.
Oh, you need to talk about that then today, or pitch that if you want. You know what I
I'll
mean?
do it when time comes.
Yeah.
We've had her on the show. The author is Pat Martinez. We've had her on before.
Oh yes.
And then Kerma was in another book for voices from the Latino community. That they did that book launch and media event about 2 weeks ago, and it was
Oh
packed. I
yeah.
don't think it could have been 200 people there. I have no
Holy
idea how
cow.
many people, but the room was packed.
Wow. She must be excited.
Yeah. Oh, everything's moving fast. And then she's about to have a piece that goes into the mint.
Let me just get
I'll
this
show you that
little
one.
location over here for you. Don't mind me, Terry.
I don't know. I feel bad, but it's like when I used to go to Gold Gym and Ric Flair would come over, spray the water on my bench and clean it all for me.
Oh, you did his? So what are these little dots on there?
Come on now. Did I do a bad job?
Well, there's dots
The
on
best customer
there.
service.
Uh-oh.
Dots on what though?
I'll bring my leaf blower next time. That should do
I
it.
don't want to use this. Here, maybe this,
You do
Johnny.
not wanna
Look.
use that on the-
Johnny, come here.
I think that will make it greasy if you do that.
Well, let's save that for greasy.
Yeah, I didn't spray it on there. I'm just trying to get some of the dots off.
I think we need like a special.
That was a Jason Atkins joke for those that didn't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
You see?
Uh-huh.
But
But
I
somebody
don't
was-
even look at that space, right?
Somebody was, yeah, this will not.
didn't
be
use that.
good. Yeah.
It'll vaporize the monitor.
Yeah, this is definitely not.
That would be the greatest. Well, I feel bad.
It
but-
says shine. It will make that thing glare so much that you won't be able to read a thing it says.
Well, I can't do that
You know,
because
that's
of the
the kind of
brilliance of my
stuff-
own reflection when I look in there, John.
There you go. Let's see.
All right, I don't
There
know.
might be a glass.
Okay, I had told her it's a good idea to be here by 1:15, making you aware of that.
You can use this, Wendy, but just very a little bit of it.
This is the weirdest
Yeah,
thing,
like
watching
that.
you do all the...
So what?
I said, this is the weirdest thing watching you two do all this. Now I feel like the guest.
You're the guest of honor.
There you go. Oh, right here. That's the one when we do have it
Oh.
right here.
You gave you the wrong one, okay?
No, this will be fine, but this is this one you can spray more.
I'll be back.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Terry. We had fun having you here.
Okay.
All right. I'm just gonna gently not spray too much because we'll get when that's. Huh?
That's the bit.
Looks like it.
Oh, so we can go wash this.
Somebody was like
We need to get throwaway.
sneeze on it.
Oh! Whoa.
Yeah, that's not a little healthy.
So we need to get throwaway ones then.
Yeah,
Scalpel.
for sure.
Just, out of courtesy for the next guy.
Yeah,
For the
and
next
then maybe
post, right?
hit these two screens too. Or here, I can do that.
I just wanted to.
Oh, I need to go prepare the show. I'm getting too careful.
Okay. It's okay. I just wanted to get the it was looked moist. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. That's good. Oh. All right. Ooh. Okay, I think we're set. We set, Johnny?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Get the titles going. Your beat going home. No, it was there. Somebody was squeaking. No, it's not here.
Oh, wait.
Got the title. I got the script.
Now you got four names like that.
Wait, somebody has 4 names?
Well, looking at here.
Oh, here. Yeah, sit in front. Sit in front over here. Good here. Sorry, I'm having a refreshment stop. Would you like a refreshment?
I would not.
Okay.
I'm trying to cut out that.
There's other refreshment over there on the table too.
Oh, yeah.
I quit that for the most part.
Really?
Just until I have a while.
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
Exactly.
How I roll.
For everything. And when I'm doing my post, start being so that'll tag basically the same that post. So now I'll get logged in. Oh, well, not the two, three all right.
The mocktail?
Remember we talked about that? She was the first one to start mocktail.
Oh.
And she did all these parties. She got like make it first business.
Wow.
She was training more people. Business.
Sorry. Whenever you decided to last year, did you put in the proper title and description?
Michael did it?
Oh.
So I think so. I think it's just live
Can
Smith.
you check on YouTube what kind of description you see in the title?
Oh no, I'm gonna do
Wendy's doing all of it.
a Polaroid. I'm gonna get her to sign it.
Yeah. That way you can kind of have a memory ball and just see all the guesses.
It just says live from.
That's one that we have.
It just says live from studio, but I can go in and change that really quick.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That way it comes up. Here, I'm gonna text you the title and description.
But what I'd like to do is to stop using so much of the music and start using what we're talking about in here. It's more engaging, and people, I think,
You don't
tune
want it
in.
on a background?
Maybe just low, like
Yeah.
because when you had it one day where you could hear both, and it was awesome.
Yeah, check this one out. That's what we have right now. See if that's what, because I usually do this. So that way it's, you have kind of like,
That's perfect.
yeah, that's what I, if everything is good, that's what we do.
I'm so excited.
About what?
I feel like we're going to kidnap you a little bit more.
That's good. You
Yes.
don't have to kidnap me, I can just come home.
I feel like it's like we're on the verge of like that,
Wow,
and
that's
that's
cool.
exciting as ever.
That's exciting.
For the kind of stuff we want to kidnap you for, not the grind. Well,
That's good too
a
sometimes.
different kind of grind.
Yeah. It's good too. Let's see.
A different kind of grind. Jennifer!
Yeah,
Thank you so much for joining us.
yeah,
Very
absolutely.
Yes. Very kind of you to
Absolutely.
come in and take your time to be here with us.
Yeah.
I know you're very valuable.
Be here.
Thank you so much, Terry, for bringing Jennifer in. Yeah, come check us out. This is our
Wow, look at that.
control room.
Like, have on a crown or something.
Jennifer?
Or cinema.
Johnny's
Johnny.
Jennifer.
Hey. Good to see you.
Wendy is your founder. Johnny, like,
He's our
Mr. Scott, who runs the whole technology part of the ship.
Yeah, so we do a lot of radio stuff in here. So this is where we come in and we're broadcast in 178 countries. So we like to come in here and bring the live shows to the radio streams from this location, which is different than the podcast location. So it kind of splits it up and gives.
So there is a visual.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'll show you that phone.
Yeah. Can we offer you something to drink? Would you like a beverage
Just
or?
no water. Just water. Water, that's good.
Cool. I believe
Regular
so.
water's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll find some sparkling for
Tell me
sure.
that there.
You can take it with you just so we don't like forget.
No, gotcha. Yep. This, I don't like leaving my computer in the car because it gets hot.
Yeah.
I know.
So throw it here and just throw them.
Nice. Look at this.
Sit in this chair,
Nice view.
and I'll be sitting here.
Do I get to hold the Stanley Cup?
I think it's in a couple of parts, so
That's pretty cool. I've been to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
oh, have you?
It's in Toronto.
Yeah, she would love to know that.
I make sure my phone is on stun.
I think all of her children are hockey players.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fun. I actually lived in Toronto for a couple years and
Oh, I didn't know that about you.
had a fun time. I was in graduate school, so wasn't that fun. You know what? I may want a little notepad so I can remember what I'm saying.
Sure. Do you have one, or do you need us to get you one? Because we have them that are actually Heartbeat branded here somewhere.
I just need a piece of paper. I'm good.
Okay. Okay. You want me to get you saying you need it?
Sometimes I jot down notes about what I want to say.
Want to grab your water also?
I want to be good. I'd love for you to just get a picture on my phone of me in this chair.
Oh, yeah.
They do that. Should I have this close to me too? Does that help?
Yeah, you can do that.
There you go.
Yeah, and they're going to come in and take pictures of us too.
Okay.
So they'll do that before we start. And then
Fun stuff.
walk around here. I'll show you how this works.
Okay. Let me put this up. This is a pool table?
It's pool table one side, air hockey on the other.
I know. I'm like, there's an 8-ball down here. A 3-ball.
It's like, you come walk over here. I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
something.
All right.
Yeah,
We're
this
just
is
gonna
like ADHD world.
capture some behind
Sure.
the scenes.
So
None of us would
we're
be in
live
the ADHD.
the entire time. Like
Okay.
right now,
Yep.
they show our behind the scenes on
thank you.
YouTube.
Pen, pencil.
Fun
Thank you.
stuff. Fun,
So
thank you.
we're actually on right now.
Yep.
And then they're on in there. And then once we start the show, the camera will be on you, the camera will be on me. And it'll be a
Okay.
split screen.
Okay.
Pretty easy.
And how do you have interest in 176 countries?
Oh, you know we have over 1 million subscribers
Okay.
on YouTube. That's what that plaque is.
Yeah. How come people in Charlotte don't know more about you?
Oh, they do now.
They do now.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I've-
is Stellar
I've
working
had,
here?
well, no, I had Tosco on. I've had
Okay.
Rick Thurman on.
Okay. All right.
Matt Olin.
Yeah, I love that creative
And then
brains.
like a lot,
He's
like
fun.
Adrian Crutchfield, who was with Prince. He's been on here.
Okay.
But then I've had, the national artists. We had Carter Faith, who was opening the Post Malone tour. She came back here to the Bank of America Stadium with that tour. And then we had the guitarist for Kansas. We've had
Jean-Pierre Bonfou from the
no,
dance theater? No.
no.
Charlotte Ballet. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
well, Charlotte Ballet is something I'm interested in.
Tom
so-
Gabbard is retiring. He'd
I
be
know.
good.
I've asked Tom.
He won't do it.
Well, Tom's a busy guy, so I'll
Yeah,
ask
but
him
he's
again.
retiring.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Tom's the man, traveling all over, watching those other plays, bringing the great stuff to Charlotte. And I just talked to Bree. I don't know if you know her from Blumenthal, but she'll be coming in.
Bree.
Yeah, she
I
does
think
a
I've
lot
heard
of stuff
of her.
there.
Yeah.
I think she had a lot also to do with Boom Studios when they were getting that over in the Iron District and
Okay.
putting that together. And I know she had a lot to do with the Van Gogh immersion when that was here.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah. Kids really loved that.
yeah.
Fun stuff. Look at all these pens she gave me.
I know. I
Wow.
don't even have one. But
That's actually a pencil. Fun stuff.
so the goal of this, what the show or the network is we encourage creatives all across the world. I mean, I've interviewed people in Italy and Poland and here in the States of like Phoenix and LA and Nashville and Florida and just a lot of different places. And so we find the rising music scenes. I also interview poets. I've had blues on, if you know blues.
Yeah,
My wife,
I love him.
Yeah, he's been on
Yeah.
here. My wife Karma's not just poet and author. She's author. She got Author of the Year 2 times here in the city, and then she, appears as Queen Charlotte as well. In fact, the CRBA has her going out to Indianapolis next week. Yeah, they're flying her out Monday, so it'll be very cool. And then I've had like the dancers from the city, and then outside of here, I've had guys with record labels and studios, and the tech people that create the superfan platforms and all that stuff, because we can do it remotely, so I can have anybody on the screen and I can be talking to them just like I'm talking to you. So it's opened up a lot where, my time in the music business, I can go back to those people and say, hey, this is information that, the world could use from you, about creativity, about how the industry works, or how to make money with your art, or how to make your art better, how it works as a business, the opportunities that can happen. So we try to say those things, on the show. That's why my questions were geared like that.
Great stuff. I love the fact that I didn't realize you were global.
You know what?
I didn't realize you were global.
Yeah, there's a lot of people say, I get like friend requests from crazy places, now that are music people from those scenes.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And then if you've been to the hockey games here, the guy that plays at those hockey games, Greasy Keys, he's one of the hosts on this network.
I love the hockey organ.
Yeah. Yeah, he also does the Kannapolis Cannonballers. And he's even got a cheeseburger named after him now. The Greasy Cheese. They'll let us know in a minute what we're doing. So they usually come in and take a picture of us, and then they'll have you read these liners. The first one is just, this is Jennifer Roberts. At the Arby's Radio VIP Suite, you're listening to the best of the best, and that kind of thing.
Yep.
The second one, where you see that insert tagline,
Yep.
that's your website or whatever. Your social media, whatever you want to say there.
Oh,
You can find me at.
okay. That's the insert tagline.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then I'll ask that towards, the questions.
Miss Jennifer, I do have a ginger ale or a Red Bull if you're interested. If not, I have a bottle of water. They're not cold.
I have this. I don't think this has been open, right?
Just regular bottle of water.
Regular water. Perfect.
Because if I drink ginger ale, I'm gonna.
Okay, I got you.
I was telling them this was an afternoon interview, so yes, I'd been doing the intermittent fasting, and yesterday I was in here and I was just at the beginning of it, and my stomach was growling because I hadn't eaten yet.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to pull a mic up.
That's right. They're gonna hear my stomach.
Oh, I know, and I'm thinking, Terry, if you can hear it on there, if we don't, we want to make sure that we know what it is, if it's being heard.
Like I called Johnny, like, Johnny, I'm intermittent fasting, and I'm super hungry, so I hope you can.
Yeah, I've never. Here, let me get my. I'm gonna get.
Like you can put it over here.
I keep getting in the way.
Put it over here,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
All right. There you go.
Yeah, he's just adjusting things for the camera and off the camera. And who's taking? Oh, she's taking our Polaroid. They're doing a thing now where we take a picture with a Polaroid. They get you to sign it, and then I'm sure it'll be displayed eventually.
Would you like a little Red Bull or ginger ale, Terry?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect. That is all I need.
I drank a
Just
full
see on-
Starbucks cup of water before I came.
Mm.
Alright, I'm gonna set up the green screen and then we'll do the liners really quick and go from there.
Little stickers. Swag. All kinds of swag.
Yeah, these are coasters.
These are
Yeah,
coasters.
take one of those with you.
Look at that. Sure. Oh, these are nicer. Look at that. You got their QR code.
Yep.
I like that one.
Oh, if you look, I was joking and say we're branded more than pro wrestling, but we got it right here. It's on mics. It's back there.
Nice. And are we doing half hour, 45 minutes? What?
Wait, it generally takes 40 minutes.
40 minutes, okay.
It's going to be easy.
Yeah.
It goes by a lot quicker than you think. But I mean,
Oh,
you've
yeah.
done so much media.
I know. I was on a podcast the other day, and it was an hour, but there was another person with me. We talked about a lot of things. And I looked at the hour's gone, like, I didn't get to say this and this and this.
Yeah.
It's like, there were so much more I wanted to say. Oh, does this make a noise?
I think so, but I don't know because I'm never on that side of the table.
Wow, look at that.
Okay, I think somebody one above me is the person in the room with most ADHD. That usually is me.
Oh, you think because I'm like playing with everything?
What is that?
That's right. What is this? What is No, it's called curiosity.
Well, I definitely have that too,
That's
but
curiosity.
it's because of my ADHD.
What are they going to put up behind you? The city skyline or something?
I don't know. It changes every time.
Okay.
So, like if it's an artist and they're on tour, it'll be their album cover
Oh,
or
okay.
whatever,
Cool.
or their tour poster. Sometimes it's the city skyline. It looks like the city skyline, and it's your picture.
How about that?
Yeah.
By the way, I've gotten a lot of compliments about that. That was Ollie Young, photographer, who did that, and that was right after I won the mayor's race.
Really?
And he took me into a studio, and he even had like J. Crew clothes, like kind of the solids that looked good. He did several poses for me, and like I've used that one ever since. There are a
So-
couple other ones that I did, but I like that one the best.
So when I introduce you, how do you say former mayor?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you keep the title mayor, but
That's what I thought. Like,
Yeah.
like
You can
that's
say
what
Mayor
you know.
Jennifer
You're
Roberts.
never not a Marine.
that's right.
And so-
Exactly.
Awesome. All right, so Jennifer, how would you be sitting? The way you were just sitting a minute ago, or are you going to be sitting more back?
I move around.
Okay, that's good. As long as you bring your mic with you.
Yeah.
But be comfortable.
I know about using a mic. Yep.
Yep, perfect.
You might want
Yeah.
to change my frame a little bit, Johnny, because I think I'm in position. I think the frame needs to move a little bit.
So gotcha.
Okay.
I'll do that.
So about 6 inches, about
yeah,
the right.
just be
okay.
as tight as possible.
Oh,
then
okay.
it will sound much better and cleaner and all that.
Okay.
And if
Then
I'll pull it to
you
me,
feel
I'll.
like leaning back, just bring the mic with
Yeah,
you.
you can touch it.
And then Terry will let you know if it's.
Watch for my eyebrows. If I go, that means
There you go.
I had to do that with a jazz singer. You know Maria Howell. She's from the
Of
city.
course, of
They were
course.
telling me Maria needs to be close to the mic, and I was trying to go. She was not getting it.
You're like, oh, too funny.
I've had her on at least twice. I love Maria.
This is hilarious.
And you know Pat's book. You know Pat Martinez, obviously, but her new book is out, and I wrote the foreword for that book. So
Oh, good. Good
that's
for you.
that book was so comprehensive. It's just, I think she
Is it
wrote about everything.
leadership.
It's everything in business. It like covers marketing, leadership,
wow.
everything.
Good for her. I'm trying to write a book, and it's like ridiculous. I just don't devote time to it.
Well, the way I tell people, because I have one out, I'm trying to get 2 more out, and my wife has 5 out, so we do the self-publishing thing. And
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
yeah, so what we think of is, I tell people, don't think of ideas, don't think of your book as ideas, think of your book as words. So I generally know that about, I think it's like 30,000 words, might be like 110 pages or something like that. So I think, if what I got to say, am I going to get 30,000 words out of that? And you have all these programs that can count the words, obviously, for you. I write mine on my phone, then I have it transitioned or put in Word by my wife. But just write a little bit every day.
Well, I've got like 5 chapters written
Okay, very good.
and a foreword. I don't have a conclusion finished, but I don't know. I always want to go back and read, and polish and do better. And
Perfection has
And
killed
I
so
know.
much art.
I know.
And I tell people this is a valuable thing that I learned, because I started writing blogs because I'm not a trained writer.
Yeah.
And I knew I'd be horrible at first, that kind of thing. So what I started doing is, because of, we talk about attention span and stuff, I would write and edit on different days or different times, because that's different side of the brain.
Yep.
So if I'm writing, I'm just writing. Go
Yep.
back through another time and
Yep.
just edit.
Yep. Yep.
All right, Terry, you ready? Let's do the liners real
Okay.
quick.
This will be for you and be audio only, and you'll just read that and just like that. Yeah.
All right, I'm ready when you guys are.
This is Jennifer Watson Roberts at the R Beats Radio VIP Suite. You are listening to the best of the best independent and national artists on rbeats.com.
Beautiful. Wow, you've done that
Yeah.
a million times.
So the second one, and then with your tagline.
This is Jennifer Watson Roberts at R Beats Radio in the VIP Suite. You can find me on Instagram and Threads and Facebook at Jen Roberts NC. NC like North Carolina. Thanks for tuning in on rbeats.com.
Beautiful. Awesome. We'll do a quick name check to make sure we didn't misspell anything, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. They're going to bring it up right there so you'll be able to see it. There's no name there, Johnny.
I know. Oh, I know why. There we go. Ta-da.
There I am.
Jennifer, everything looks good on the name?
Yeah, except for I'm way too big.
That's okay. That's a big TV over there. You look beautiful.
Everybody wants to see themselves on the big screen, right?
Oh, my.
It won't be there the whole time, so it'll be good.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to watch it anyway. So
Oh, it won't be there the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It'll just be there for the intro, and then it disappears, and then I'm the only one who gets to see the screen.
sounds good.
I've been doing this 2.5 years now. That's a lot of shows.
Every day?
No, I only do like 2 to 3 a week.
Oh.
But it's not like, where you used to jump on a morning show and you just go, it's like so much prep. And I know they have prep too, so I'm definitely not demeaning their prep because it's crazy as well. But it's like I'm talking to tech entrepreneurs and music industry executives and recording artists, and you got to know because it's more than just an interview. It's a discussion about their product or whatever. So you got to know it. You got to know stuff about them. And
Terry,
yes.
I don't have the bullet points for the
Oh, I see that.
for the questions.
So if you if you're scrolling, I was gonna give you the main one. Go up a little bit. The one that says Charlotte has a rich history. Do that one
Okay, stand
and go
by.
up a little bit more.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay. This one about great cities.
Okay, 1 second.
And then the leadership one under that.
This one? Is that
Yes, and then the leadership one under that, looking back,
one? Okay.
because she's great at stuff like this. They're trying to pick your viral clips.
Okay, that looks good right there.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
good.
perfect. That's really, all right, let me copy those to the notes, and we'll be ready to roll.
Make sure I turn off my phone. I usually do like a Facebook Live, but not today.
On your phone?
Yeah, I do it from here to
Harmony, part of the DJ World Beats experience, right here on hashtag We Talk Raw with host Terry Hudson, brought to you by rbeats.com.
Welcome to Our Beats. I'm your host here for We Talk Raw, Terry Hudson, and I'm an author, speaker, media host, and now exclusively on Our Beats. And as I go by the name Dreammaker, I know that many of you know that. And one of the things that we talk about on We Talk Raw is we go around the country and sometimes the world, and we find people who are unique entrepreneurs or people that have knowledge of something that would interest you. And coming from the music industry and the arts, something that interests me are these cities that build into, they get known for their arts as well as everything else that they do. We're here based in Charlotte, North Carolina, and there are so many other great cities that are building art scenes as well. But our base is in Charlotte, so I'm going to focus on that today. I have the absolute best guest that I could have to help me talk about this. I've known her for a while. She's just such a superhuman being, and everybody that talks about her talks about what a great soul she is. But she was also, in addition to being a great soul on this earth and a brilliant mind, she was also mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina. So welcome my guest, Jennifer Watson Roberts. Welcome to the show, Jennifer.
Well, it's good to be here. And when I hear that introduction, I think, Terry, you haven't been speaking to my children.
Yeah, I think they all see a different side of us than the rest of the world. But,
well, thank you.
What is that? They'll get to that age where they'll appreciate everything that was done, right?
Absolutely.
And how much it meant to others as well. So you are the 58th mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina, which is such a just rapidly growing city, crazily rapidly growing, right? And so much is going on here. And the thing about it started off as such an unlikely choice for a city. There was no port. There was not a river. There was not, like not a big river where you could have a port. It was not near the ocean. And so it was so unlikely. And here we are. It's a metropolis.
Well, you know what they say? They say that Trade and Tryon, which is the center of the city, is the intersection originally of two Native American trading paths. And one was able to come from the sea and from the rivers, and the other followed the Piedmont, because Piedmont, it's the foot of the mountains, which is where Charlotte and Raleigh and Atlanta and all those folks are, was where you got sturdy enough ground to put a railroad.
Yeah.
And to have, so, there's a little bit of a reason that it grew up as a kind of trading center.
Oh, the railroad was key.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But what really launched the takeoff of Charlotte, when I was growing up here, it was about the size of Greensboro, and with about the same, awareness in the rest of the country. But what really started it growing was the interstate banking law in 1986.
And the brilliant team behind that knew how to take advantage of that and look at it, yeah.
And we started gobbling up all those regional banks all around and went across state lines, and Hugh McCall and Crutchfield were part of that. And, the rest is history. We become a real financial center.
Yeah, and which has led to, so many other things. When you look at Charlotte today, what makes you the most proud of the growth?
Well, the fact that we have transformed ourselves into a diverse, welcoming, southern, warm in all aspects, humanity warm and temperature warm, but that we have transformed ourselves into something that people want to come to.
Yeah.
And, when I was growing up, again, people I went to high school with, they went to look for jobs in Washington, D.C. and Atlanta and New York. And now we have young people staying here. We have young people who want to move here.
Right.
And there's so much for them to do. And there are so many amenities we didn't have, both, in the parks like the Whitewater Center, in music, all the great offerings we have, everything from symphony to, we had the Stellar Awards here this weekend.
Yeah, that's
great
a big one this year.
Gospel Awards. And there are so many reasons that people want to come. And, the saying used to be, Charlotte's a great place to live, but I wouldn't want to visit. And now it's a great place to visit as well.
And I used to hear comedians talk about, no matter where you fly, you got to fly through Charlotte because, it's the hub and you're stuck in Charlotte. But it is different. And I occasionally will see somebody put on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, there's nothing to do in Charlotte. It's just all they have is food festivals. And I'm thinking, if you would get out from behind your computer and walk outside, because I'll drive downtown uptown here in Charlotte. And we'll talk about why that's that way in a moment. But I'll drive. It'll be a Saturday night. I'll see 20 packed events.
Oh yeah,
in the city.
And
there's
you can't
so
even get
much
down
going
the street.
on. Yeah, there's definitely so much going on. What do you think that, like on that vein of what I just talked about? What do you think people still misunderstand about this city?
Well, there's still people who, from other parts of the country, think of North Carolina and Charlotte as southern, backward, slow, not very diverse, which is absolutely not the case. But we get lumped in with the South, and the South has had a lot of issues. We have a very disturbing and horrific racial history, but so does our country. And we continue to try to get past, to recognize our past wrongs and to do better. And I think a lot of people in other parts of the country, even the Southern accent, I've kind of lost mine, but I can bring it on if I need to. A lot of people think that signifies somebody who is less educated, maybe less intelligent, and less so now than it was when I was growing up. It really, in fact, my first job out of college, I worked in Connecticut as a teacher, and people made fun of my Southern accent. And they thought it was cute, but they also thought it was, kind of, again, indicative of somebody who's not real intelligent. And I worked on smoothing it out. And now I think people are really proud of their Southern accents. But also the hospitality,
yes.
This is something that people do recognize and do think of the South as, the front porch, iced tea, sit a spell sort of culture. And I think that is something that really is in our favor. I even
noticed, such a fast-paced world, that's
exactly.
needed, right?
I even noticed when I moved back, I lived in Washington, D.C. for a few years, and when I moved back here, I even noticed things like nobody honks their horn if you're a little bit late starting at the green light.
Yeah, and well, we have so many people moving from all over. There's a lot moving down here from northern states as well, and of course, I love the fact that I have so many friends from so many different cultures, from so many different cities, and you learn so much from each one. And in that, I don't know that you get that kind of, I guess, education and thrill unless you have, you're surrounded by that many different people, right? But how do you grow a city like Charlotte and still preserve its soul in a situation like that?
Well, I'm really glad you mentioned people from other parts of the world, because that's the other thing I really like about Charlotte is that we are diverse, not just racially, but also ethnically and
yes.
language groups. And we have some high schools that have over 100 languages spoken in the public high school. And we have 7 sister cities, and we have a lot of international companies. In fact, one of my other jobs, I was a banker for about 4 years in international corporate banking. And we have over 1,000 foreign-owned companies. And this was probably now maybe over 2,000. And all these folks bring their culture with them.
Yes.
And that is dance, it's food, it's music, it is different family traditions and cultures, which is really fun. And so when you talk about the soul of a city, I think our soul is constantly evolving. We are a dynamic city.
Layered.
we're not anchored in one thing like New Orleans and jazz, right, or New York and big city. We are an evolving, dynamic, changing new South City, and I think that can be our soul. A lot of people, bemoan the fact that they don't just identify one thing with Charlotte, but I think that's actually a positive thing when you think about how our world is changing technologically, culturally, and our interconnectedness. I used to teach a course on globalization at UNC Charlotte, and I talk about all the different ways that everything is interconnected, whether you're talking environment, whether you're talking culture, social aspects, political and economic. We're all interdependent, and Charlotte is a really good kind of intersection point that shows that.
Yeah, I agree. I was having coffee with Rick Thurman. This has been maybe 3 years ago, Rick from Central City Partners. And we were talking about that identity that music cities, for instance, have. And I was like, we were both were agreeing that maybe it's the fact that we have so much diversity in music, and that's the identity, in itself. And I believe that culturally, a lot of shows we've had have been with, people from different cultures that it showed me that pretty much any culture that moves to Charlotte, there's a festival here, for that group. And then everybody else gets to come and experience, how they grew up and what they have. And I think it more than builds a melting pot, it evolves us, in ways beyond what we grew up knowing, to where we are now.
Well, that term melting pot is not, I think, the best. What I prefer is calling us a mosaic.
I like that a lot.
So individual cultures can retain identity, but they're still part of the whole picture.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Looking at the future, because we talked a little bit about the past, and we'll get into even a little bit more about that. But in looking at the future and how fast things are growing, because I know you're probably, I'm sure you're aware of all this. I keep track of the districts, for instance, what's growing in different districts, because I tell creatives, and I tell them on this show, if you want opportunities, you need to watch what's coming and be ahead of the game. Watch the areas that they're building, River District, Iron District, NODA, South End, everything's been added. You could go on. We got so many, here. Camp North End has become beautiful. And you see these opportunities, knowing that ahead of time. If you could paint a picture for people of Charlotte in 2036, what do you think people would experience?
Well, we're certainly going to have a lot more housing.
Yeah.
We're probably going to have some more tall buildings. I do think if you look at the growth pattern from, having, 4% of our population foreign born, now it's about 19% born in another country. I think in another 10 years, it will, even be more diverse. We continue to grow jobs. We continue to grow opportunities. We add to that appreciation of culture and celebration of difference and inclusion in a lot of ways. We have different ethnicities on our city council.
Yes.
We have different spokespeople, in our business community and our arts community. We've had singers come over from Korea and, be part of our opera company. It is going to continue in that path. Now, of course, there's AI happening too, but we have technology here as well. We have, Honeywell and Avid Exchange and a lot of companies that recognize the young talent that we have. Finance is sort of the bloodline of the economy, right? That's money starts it all. And when you get people who understand that, you can branch out into so many other industries. And we have a lot of dynamic young people here. And again, they're going to be the future. They know how to corral the technology. They also know the dangers of that. And one thing I'm hearing from a lot of groups is that we understand that social media and looking at your phone has taken out the human aspect. And that's why the arts are so important, because you experience that with all your senses. You're not just looking, you're hearing, you're moving. If you're in dance, there are a lot of things that come together, and that's what makes humans human. That's what keeps us separate from the AI. And it's been shown a lot of different things that human aspect not only is good for our mental and spiritual health, but it's also better at problem solving.
Right.
We can't replace that. And the connectivity between people, that's another thing that arts do, is they bring people together across difference because everybody can move to a beat together.
Well, and you know, you've answered part of this already, but I could say, so we have that history being a rich banking city. Why should they also think of this as an art city?
Well, you know, it's interesting because I was a banker for 4 years. And one of the things I remember in recruiting as mayor and as I was also a county commissioner and county commission chair for a while, you're always in the business of recruiting. And one of the things I remember people asking early on, you know, back in the early 2000s was, do you all have a symphony? Do you all have a sports team? Sports is the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Panthers have done a lot.
Too. Yeah.
Done a lot for bringing attention to us. But the fact that we do have artistic outlets, that we have entertainment, but also the connection between having the professional dancers, the professional musicians, the professional artists here, the connection to our youth. And the fact that we have so many youth programs. You know, every person who plays for the symphony is teaching music to high school and middle school orchestra players. They all are doing that. And they're not to mention they're doing, you know, events for weddings and other events in the community that you really need those professional musicians in so many parts of what we do every week. And the young people, it's incredibly important, especially in this age of technology and everybody looking at your phone. It's incredibly important for them to have that creative outlet.
Yeah.
And I know both my kids did, my son actually did ballet it's now Charlotte Ballet, it was North Carolina Dance Theater. He did ballet for several years. Bunch of boys, they were in the Nutcracker, had a great time jumping around. They had a male instructor. It was wonderful, great for balance. He ended up doing karate, which is
I can definitely see how that would transition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And our kids both did choir school. The choir school at St. Peter's now, it's the Charlotte Choir School. And that connects to learning they've shown in mathematics and technology and coding and all that. Music can be part of expanding your brain capacity, as well as that intersection when you're in a choir of working with different people, with different sections and finding that rhythm together and that blend. And I think it was a tremendous experience for them. I look at one of my favorite local musicians is Dennis Reed.
Oh, love Dennis, yeah. Love Dennis and Ohavia.
I know.
Yeah.
And Inspire the Fire is something that he has started with bringing young people into drama and music and art and dance. And it is wonderful to see them perform. It is so uplifting and spiritual.
It's almost like he created such an aura that the Stellar Awards were just drawn here. They had to know where Dennis, it's not probably how it happened, but that's what I thought. It was like, oh, this is the Dennis Reed city. So he's just pulled all the energy to where people want to go, oh, we got to be near that. That was what I was thinking when I saw the Stellars are coming here, because he's the epitome, you know, of gospel like that in the city. And I think of him as the new Andre Crouch. You know, when people look at Andre, he started off, you know, in the church and all, but it was his choir that ended up on Michael Jackson's The Man in the Mirror and Madonna's Like a Prayer and on. And, you know, that I see Dennis, you know, doing a lot of those, you know, same type of things. But
you know, he actually let me do a little hip hop in one of his performances.
No, I did not know this at all. And there's got to be video on YouTube, I'm assuming.
Somewhere. I haven't looked recently, but the kids loved it.
Yeah, no, that would be incredible to see. And, you know, when you're talking about the sports teams, and even, I think we'll hit the sports teams first, and then we'll come into how banking has affected all this. Mm-hmm. But just in the sports teams, of course, you know, the Panthers are the ones that they know the most. The Panthers, the Hornets, so well attended. I mean, these places are packed out. And of course, the last football club thing I was at, of course, was the All-Star game. But there were 35,000 people there that night. And then when I would go to these, you know, Charlotte Checkers is our hockey team here.
Love it.
And it just, I was going right before the playoffs, and they are packing out, you know, Bojangles Arena, that Bowplex that, you know, I even, you know, I talked to the owner. I was saying I I'm just so surprised that hockey packs like that, in a southern town. And then you have that. So you have these great crowds. All of a sudden, you have halftime performances. Like at the All-Star game, you had Sierra,
Yep.
Grammy-winning national recording artist come down here doing the halftime show. You have people that are doing the opening prayers or the concert. They'll do like a mini concert outside sometimes of the arena. You have that as well when you have something like, what am I trying to say? National anthem. You have them. That's one of the best opportunities to show your pride for your country, as well as, it helps people see, what kind of talent you have. It does put that on a showcase as well. And then, when you look at artists, the art that you see in these places, whether it's murals, you see the painting of a panther, or like when the All-Star game was here, they were painting the sides of buildings, welcoming that team or welcoming that event to Charlotte. So there's so much that goes into that. Well, then you got the dancers on stage and on and on. It definitely interconnects.
Talk about murals, public art, you think about public spaces and how that impacts people every day. We took a trip, an inner-city visit to Miami in 2016 when I was mayor. And there's a whole Wynwood section of Miami that's just mural after mural. Charlotte didn't have a lot of that 10 years ago. And we came back from the inner-city visit, and there are people from banks and elected officials and nonprofit leaders who go on these trips. And we said, that really helps build the character of a city. It gives an outlet to your visual artists, and it also helps you bring an identity to different neighborhoods. And so, we've seen in some of the African-American neighborhoods, we've seen murals of, Julius Chambers and a lot of the historic figures in the civil rights movement and people who built Charlotte. We see there's a drag queen over in Plaza Midwood. It's a wonderful portrait. There was one for a while, Edward Scissorhands. I mean, they're just these wonderful outlets for artists, and it really gives people a sense of place. It gives people a sense of celebration of different cultures and of different parts of the city and the character. And I really think that the number of murals grew a lot after that inner city visit. When you're a mayor and you talk to other mayors and you go to other cities, I always like to say that you follow the CASE method, and that is copy and steal everything. We learn from each other.
Yeah.
And so we all use the CASE method. We're like, oh, I saw this in Nashville, or oh, I saw that in Kansas City. I want to bring it here. And that's the other thing, that because we're innovative and new and growing and dynamic, we accept different stuff. We don't reject it immediately because, it doesn't fit the character of our city. We're willing to explore and to engage and to add. And I think that's really good for the future. It's good for our young folks. We also have public art, the rail trail that goes through South End, and we've combined,
exactly.
a greenway with art. One of the things I remember when I was on the county commission, we voted on a 1% public art requirement for any new public buildings. And I remember people pushing back a little bit. They're like, why do you need art in front of a police station? And you think, well, there are people who go to work there every day. There are people who visit there. They want to feel like they're valued and respected. And there are people who walk by, and they want to see it as more than just something that is, law enforcement. They want to see it as something that has humans working there.
It's community.
Yeah, community.
Right.
And so we have put public art in a lot of places that helps that sense of belonging and inclusion. And I think it's been great.
Yeah, well, I think it's been part of the key of the development. When they'll put up these new areas, and we see these buildings go up all the time, and muralists have been a big part of that. And also things that are new. I had Tori Savage on here from the Savage Way, and how she'll use water and a stencil, and they have a method for it where they'll have inspiring words put on the ground that are on the sidewalk that'll have to do with somebody's brand, but it's more than just their logo there. They want like something said there. And then they have the moss art, which is incredible. You'll see logos in it, things like that, but it still makes you feel like you're in nature. They have a way of putting that, and they're using art to do that. but it, enhances those communities. And with all the new stuff that's going on, when I watch, this is one of the things that I tell artists to do is real estate agents, because I had helped host a mastermind here in town, we'd have real estate agents there. And what they would do is they wanted to be tour guides, because it helps enhance their service. So they do these YouTube videos of what's coming and what kind of neighborhood is going to be beside that. Watch those. Because, again, that's where you'll see these different districts being built and what the city is bidding on and whatever. And hey, that could use a mural. Or that may be a repurposed space or open up a repurposed, space or something like that. And they can be on top of opportunities with that.
Absolutely. And, again, for the people who live there, the people who walk by there, it gives them a feeling that they are valued, that our neighborhood is worthy of this amazing installation. And it's also worthy of being celebrated in a mural and letting people in the area come and be part of that. I know that CATS, that's our area transit system, when they were looking at different bus stops, they would bring in artists from that community and they'd have a community meeting and say, what do you want to see in this? And are there artists who can do that? And so we do have some of those around the city that reflect some of the talent of local arts and also some of the character of those communities. And, when I was, again, a county commissioner, we did the park and recreation. We'd often bring in the whole community and say, what do you want this to look like? What elements of this do you want? And a lot of that, the way that you develop the treescape and the landscape and how that interacts with the community, that's part of the art as well. Yeah,
and now the ecosystem is there to further this, because like when you were talking about you went down to Miami, you probably didn't have the tools like you have now, like Charlotte is Creative. They have the Biscuit newsletter, and when there's a call for artists like the bus stops or something like that, they'll have it on there and they'll have the opportunities, and all the artists will flood that, which is good because you find what you need, in that, because you have somebody like a Charlotte is Creative now, and you have other organizations. That's one of the key ones in the city. When you have that, they can get the word out to the artist, and things like that can happen as well. We're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about how a city grows, and we're going to talk about more amazing opportunities that are coming here. And we just, this is going to even evolve into maybe even lessons in leadership from a great leader here. So we'll be right back right after this, and we'll see you then.
Calling all independent musicians, ready to elevate your sound? At Our Beats Radio, we're poised to turn up the volume on your ambition. Submit your tracks today, and here's the reason why. With Our Beats, you're not simply uploading, you're broadcasting your unique resonance to a global audience. Put your hesitations aside. We're offering you the golden opportunity to have your music reviewed and aired on our radio station, absolutely free of charge. You've pondered, perhaps even sampled the others. Now it's time to experiment with the finest. At Our Beats, we're dedicated to you. We're not just a platform, we're your spotlight, and your music merits the stage. Share your social handles, and as soon as your music goes live on Our Beats, you'll be the first to know. We're not just spinning tracks, we're cultivating a vibrant community of artists and aficionados who revel in distinctive soundscapes. Our Beats Radio, the stage where your music receives the applause it's worthy of. Submit your music today and transform your sound into a sensation. In essence, Our Beats Your Music.
And we're back, and I have here in the studio with me Mayor Jennifer Roberts, who is the 58th mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina, which is a rapidly growing city for those of you who are not in the city. And we've been talking about the arts opportunities and how important art is to a city. One thing I want to ask you, how can Charlotte become a destination where creatives choose to stay?
Well, I think one of the things that we're working on, and a lot of cities in America have this challenge, is housing. We have even gig workers, and artists are often in that category of folks who are, getting a gig now and then, doing a show now and then. They have a hard time finding housing they can afford because they're not getting paid the CEO salaries or the banker salaries. And with the growth that we've had, we have not been good at keeping up with available housing. or preserving the naturally occurring affordable housing that we have, instead of tearing it down and building, brand new condos or whatever that are priced for bankers and not necessarily for artists. So I think in order to continue to be attracting artists and having them stay, we need to focus on housing. We need to focus on support like our transit system that we are expanding, focus on those services that really are needed by folks who are not in the higher income. Also, continuing to have events and festivals that are supported by the city and the county and the schools, to have those opportunities to highlight local artists. And, we're starting to have more of those, like you mentioned, creative mornings and some of these that didn't exist, again, 15 years ago. A lot of these new venues that didn't exist. We built several theaters. One of the things when I moved back to Charlotte in 1993, I'd been overseas and doing some other stuff, but moved back here. And it was the year that the Blumenthal Center opened.
No.
And it's amazing. We had a tour of it before it opened, and it was amazing the pride that I heard in the people who'd been working so hard to find a place for it, get situated. And, we now have those venues. The other big thing I remember is the land swap that led to the Night Theater and the Mint Museum being uptown, and the Harvey Gantt Center, which has been a tremendous venue for events and for showcasing artists in the African-American community.
Beckler's right there as well.
And the Beckler, which has been, and that Firebird in front of the Beckler.
Oh, yeah. It's a landmark now, yeah.
Everybody gets a picture in front of that, right? It's an amazing sculpture. And so that was a big land swap that happened when I was on the county commission. And the county had the land, and we had to do all this collaboration with the business community. The big banks put in millions of dollars, not just to help with the land, but also for operations of the arts organizations that would be in those buildings. It was a collaboration with of course, the arts community, with nonprofits, and it transformed the whole part of Uptown in a way that, can never be changed. It will continue to grow and go forward, even though we build up things around it and continue to build. And, that's the kind of coming together that we need to have to continue to be a place that brings artists and lets them have, the ability to stay and live here and raise their families. And I think we're on the right path. We are, again, continuing to struggle with housing. It's a national issue, but there are some creative things that are happening with the faith community. There are creative things that are happening with some of our excess county and city land near schools, and in other parts we're finding small parcels where we can put some housing. And as long as we keep focused on the sort of basics of how can people enjoy living here, again, bring in the ideas, bring in the energy, and I think we're headed the right direction.
Yeah, and there are a few types of artists and creatives, and we should cover that real quick. I know it's not an original thing that we talk about, but just to make a couple things clear with people is not everybody wants to be a national recording artist, but there are a lot that want to be singers, right? They want to play in restaurants or church or wherever it is, but they're not trying to seek the record contract and all that. That's going to be obviously a different type of artist. Some of them will still be living on their art, but not making as much money as these guys over here, obviously. Some of them will have other jobs because they have careers and want to do this on the side. Like I know a scientist, I was just at his house last week. He made great money in his life, but he's retired now, and he's got a studio where he just creates his own music. Has no aspirations of being this over here. But at the same time, you have an industry now that doesn't have to be centralized. It used to have to be in New York or LA or Miami or wherever, and now everything that you have access to, it doesn't have to be there. People can record their own stuff, and they can link up with other studios. We've had producers in here that have one thing recorded in Canada, another thing in Florida, and they put everything together. So you have that now. So the industry can be here as well as, creatives who are not trying to be industry, and there are different things. So the housing needs obviously would be different for those. I do want to encourage the ones that do want to be, the national recording artist to learn about that. Or if you want to be that artist that's traveling around and making, substantial money with your art, to know how that works. And the same here, you may not want to be this, but you can make more money at what you're doing than just the fee that you're being paid to play in the restaurant. And you live in a city that a huge amount of the growth was created from banking, which we know. And banking brought finance tech. And finance tech is how all those, things are sold on the phones, right? Right now. It's a great city to have that happen in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that we have, all the elements of supporting continued growth and creativity. And it does help to have, like I mentioned, when we did that whole uptown transformation with the different venues, Mint Museum and the Night Theater. And
Beautiful
Harvey Gantt.
buildings, extremely beautiful buildings.
The financial industry is a huge part of that.
Yeah.
Bank of America and Wells Fargo, which I think at that point was First Union, Wachovia, one of those.
Yeah.
Changed names so many times. But they put in like tens of millions of dollars and made a commitment. We want these facilities to be continuing to operate. We want to continue. And I tell you, the Craft and Design Museum that merged with the Mint Museum at that time is still part of that Uptown Mint Museum. It is nationally and internationally known, as is Charlotte Ballet.
Yes.
Is nationally and internationally known. And, we have some real gems here. We have continued, the community has continued to support them. We've had our ups and downs. We used to have a really good repertory theater, and that had a challenge. And you can't, it's kind of like democracy. You can't take your eyes off of it, right? You can't assume it's going to grow on its own. You've got to continue to nurture and feed and support and engage. And I'm glad you mentioned that some people just do this on the side, because absolutely we want to support the people who are bankers by day and musicians at night,
right?
Or tech coding workers by day and dancers at night. We want folks to have those outlets. We want to support that. And I've seen so many neighborhood events. We have different things. We have some backyard bands in our neighborhood. We have the pumpkin wall that has creativity, carving pumpkins, and there's always music with that. A lot of neighborhoods have these things.
Yeah.
There's the chili cook-off in Ballantyne, but there's also stages now. Matthews has a stage and Ballantyne, and I've seen the Steep Canyon Rangers, and we had the bluegrass history as well as jazz and all the other things. And what I just love that about Charlotte. Again, I'm comparing to what it was like when I was a teenager. I mean, the big entertainment was going to Eastland Mall and going to the skating rink.
Yeah.
Which doesn't exist now. But that was about it. Now we have just a whole diversity of opportunities, not just to go watch, but to engage and be part of it. And, the faith community, they're church choirs that do amazing work. Like I said, we're celebrating gospel this weekend. There's a tremendous history and culture involved in that. There's a lot of education. And I always come back to the young people. We've got to grow future audiences too. And so I love the fact that the Charlotte Symphony and the Master Chorale, they often give free tickets to school groups. They want to bring kids in. I remember going once to Yo-Yo Ma came to town. And he did a workshop that morning. He played with the symphony that evening, but in the morning he did a workshop for all these young orchestra players from middle and high schools, and they got to ask him questions. And I remember one of the answers. Somebody said, what advice would you give to young people? He said, the first thing I would tell you is memorize everything you can, because after you're 25, your memory goes. Memorize it before you can turn 25. And it's true, right? Our memories start to get...
Absolutely. And, I've seen that with jazz artists when they come into town, that they will, go, and classical artists as well, that they'll go have something, the school involved while they're here.
Absolutely.
And giving back. And you're learning from a national artist, that comes in here. It's pretty amazing.
They're so generous.
Yes. So great cities are not just built by one person. It's not just built by the mayor or the city planner. What kind of partnerships make progress possible?
Well, one of the things I learned in leadership is to recognize talent and to recognize people's interest and to support and build on that. And so even when I was on a board and there were people who I disagreed with on a lot of things, what I would find is what they were an expert in and what their interest was, and then ask them to help with that specific thing. And so what it's about identifying where people do want to contribute and trying to avoid places where you don't agree on anything. But everybody has a role, right? When I tell people, I'm very involved in elections coming up because I want to make sure we are getting people to vote and that they trust elections and that they keep things peaceful. And what I tell folks is, you can work really hard to have your person win, and you can disagree with a lot of other people. But whoever wins, the people you disagree with are not going to go live on Mars, right? They're still here in the community, and they still have things to contribute, and they still have things that they can add in the areas that they're interested in. And it's about finding that, trying not to antagonize people, trying to build on strengths and to build on that which connects us, because that which connects us is much greater than that which divides us.
You've touched on something there. The thing is, we're taught for so long to concentrate on our weaknesses. Improve this, build your body better, fix your hair better, learn to do this. And if you don't, you got to learn accounting if you're not an accountant. Yeah, I think you should know some things about things, but you're always encouraged to improve your weakness. But really, it's looking at that strength and then focusing, on that and what do you have to offer. And that just makes the relationship go so much better, because you realize that a great idea is not just a great idea because it's mine. It's a great idea because it's a great idea. And if you can get people around the table and they can unite, whatever the disagreements are, great ideas are great ideas. And that's how we move forward, especially in the arts. Now, you, having been a leader, because, you had a lot of people that were under you that you had to deal with. So looking back, what leadership lessons that you learned as mayor still stick with you?
Well, I tell you, again, community. The community is here, and you need to operate and work within that community and bring the community along.
Yeah.
Don't just do stuff because you think it's a good idea. Get other people engaged and invested in that idea. What is it they say? If you have a great idea and you just surge ahead, you're just going for a long walk if nobody comes with you, right? And so bring people along with you. Get that support. Collaboration. And again, I talked about with the public-private partnership when we did the whole transformation of Uptown around the arts. That was a partnership. None of the groups that were involved could have done that alone. And so recognizing that you are not going to just avoid, people you don't agree with. You want to bring them in on things you do agree on, because that's how you build a community. And if everybody feels a little bit invested, then you're going to have a lot more success. I heard from somebody, a great quote is that people you don't invite to the table are going to come back to bite you, right? If you leave people out, it's going to come back later and be a problem, because they need to be part of that as well. We're not a dictatorship, right? We're a democracy, and that is actually a huge strength, that we invite different voices. Sometimes they're even naysayers, and sometimes they're, devil's advocate trying to make sure. And what that does is help solidify your idea so it does withstand the naysayers. You need to have a little bit of that happen. That's how great ideas move forward.
Right. It's how they move from paper to action. Because having a naysayer, when you talked about it'll come back to bite you, it's not just about them coming back to bite you. It's their absence could come back to bite you because they may have known something that you didn't know, and you go ahead with this idea and it falls flat. And then you have to learn from that failure. I believe in learning from failure. I think sometimes I'm the king of it, and it's got me to where it's gotten me to. I'm proud. Sometimes I just look forward to failing because I know it's going to be, a next step coming back because I learned from it. But if you can learn from somebody else's mistake before you take that step, that saves you a lot of time. And that's, I believe in listening to the voices, for sure. And when you're trying to develop, I would say any city, that's trying to develop a creative scene. And I tell everybody's creative. I tell people your creativity either got you forward or it got you in a mess. And your creativity will get you out, and move you forward. You are a lot more creative than you know. I don't care what you do, as far as a job or whatever. You're creative. You were able to, even when you're in school, you were trying to get out of an assignment or something. It takes creativity to do that, right? It's creativity. So you have that in you, and putting that to use helps the world a lot more than you just labeling yourselves as non-creative.
Well, it also is a great helper in mental health. I see a lot of people who get frustrated because they don't have a creative outlet, and they don't have a creative outlet that brings them in community. And so, even these things that you see where people are square dancing or karaoke singing, or, it's ways that you can have an outlet for that creative part that's part of all of us, as you mentioned. And with young people, one of the things, we have what are called violence interrupters now in our city because we know that there's some youth violence. And a lot of that is frustration with not having that creative outlet. And so that's why, again, Inspire the Fire and Dennis Reed are so great, because they learn how to be part of a team, you may not be good at sports, but you can be good at dance. And you're part of a team and you work on something together and you have a sense of accomplishment and achievement, but you didn't get there alone.
Yeah.
And you have that community to fall back on, that support. And that's incredibly important for mental health. And that's another issue in our country today, is the number of people walking around with anguish, with PTSD, without those outlets and out that community. And I think the arts can be a huge part of the solution there.
I don't know if you've read the book, Your Brain on Art, but I always recommend that to everybody. And I think Charlotte's Creative is very involved with those authors and bringing things to the city that help as far as that as well. How does storytelling, because, that's what we're doing right now. But I think that, and I worked in wrestling for a while too, and, that's where I learned it, because it's almost like a soap opera, right? You're constantly, writing a new cliffhanger for the next week or whatever. So how does storytelling play in shaping how people feel about a city?
Oh, absolutely. I think of the number of events I've been to where someone does spoken word, and you just think, wow, they really encapsulated this moment in our city right now, or this moment in this neighborhood. And storytelling, we have Hannah Hassan, we have blues, you mentioned, we have a lot of folks who've done great spoken word. But even folks who are talking about healing some of the challenges in our past, and things like redlining and the destruction of Brooklyn. It's important to hear those stories, to recognize where we've come from and where we need to go. How do we heal? Why are people upset about, different hurdles for voting? Well, because I have friends who can tell me that when they went to vote in the early 60s and before we had the Voting Rights Act, they had to recite the preamble to the Constitution. There were all kinds of things that election workers were trying to prevent people from voting, Black people from voting. And people remember that. And so part of that healing is knowing the storytelling from our history that can bring us forward so that we can repair some of those challenges. Storytelling is also important for placemaking, and for people to talk about not just Brooklyn, but to talk about, what existed before, like Pineville, it was a cow pasture. But also, we have Native American storytellers.
It was Waxhaw before Waxhaw, right?
That's right.
And now Waxhaw is different. Yeah.
We have Native American storytellers. And they talk about their relationship with the land, which is wonderful. We had Robin Wall Kimmerer come here. We have national speakers who come to Queens and other universities and some of the great venues we have. And she talked about the gifts that the land gives us, that, when your flowers bloom, nobody charged you for that. The flower just bloomed. And it's gorgeous, and it brings color, and you can put it in your kitchen, and you can see the color every day. And that's the kind of storytelling about what's around us, where we've come from, who we are, what makes us human, that gives that spiritual, artistic, creative support that does help the city in so many different ways.
And so storytelling happens through, we talk about the arts a lot of times. We talk about music, we talk about dance, but we have rock star poets in the city. You talked about Hannah. In fact, that my wife and all that she does as Queen Charlotte now started because Hannah created a project and included her in it called I Am Queen Charlotte. And it just led down a path to where now my wife actually wears the Queen Charlotte dress and she makes the appearances and all that. But that started with Hannah's vision, And then we have script writers in town now, and we have, filmmakers and on and on, content creators that are great at telling these stories. People are doing it through visual art. We have actors that are on national #1 TV shows now that live in the city, that get their start here, and they're flying to New York to film all this stuff. We've had them on the show as well.
So, and talking about storytelling, I have been to a number of events at Ovens that the Indian community, the country of India community puts on, an entire afternoon with young people, and they tell these love stories through dance.
Yes.
And the people from India know what the story is. And, I'm not from India, so I have to ask somebody, what's going on here? What is this love story going on? And they're just beautifully told through movement.
Yeah.
And that's another, wonderful way to celebrate the diversity we have here. But you can tell stories through music, through dance, through art.
Photography,
sculpture. There's so many ways, but stories are what connect us, make us understand things at a human level, and help us walk in someone else's shoes.
Yeah, and that's, I think the fact that this city does recognize that. There's still trial and error on everything, but this city does recognize art and the value of art and how it's helping in the growth. And I'm sure not everybody believes that, but I've been to all these events and I've sat with these people, and I know the things that are happening behind the scenes. And there are challenges for sure. You're going to have that in any city that grows. But when I ask you about 2036, I think by 2036, people are going to be amazed at what happens in this city. One of the things I'm actually excited about is, and it's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be a challenge with it, but there are tours that skip the city because of the size of the tour. It doesn't fall into a Spectrum Arena, or a Trillium Amphitheater, but it doesn't fall into a really small one, as well, and not quite as big as, say, Bojangles or the Bowplex. But now they're adding, with that new development with the Panther Stadium, Bank of America Stadium, they're adding a new music venue that'll be, I think, open by 2030, as a matter of fact, and that'll be about 4,000 seats, and it'll be up in a great area. And I think that'll, add as well. But I don't think that's the only thing coming here. I see, other venues happening as well. So there will always be a room for it. And then you'll see things up, a little bit up north, which is the King Center, for the arts, where there's actually art inside as well as the, the actual performing art space. And I see that as well. I even see churches like, I believe it is Myers Park Methodist, where they have the new auditorium that they built, but they have the art gallery that's right outside, and that's, for public use as well. So,
oh my goodness, the stained glass windows at Friendship Missionary Baptist.
Oh yes,
are an amazing.
That's
piece of
history
art.
And storytelling right there.
It's story. If you haven't been, you need to sit and just sit. And every time I go, I look at those on both sides, and it's just amazing. The stained glass storytelling is incredible. Yes. At Friendship. We haven't even talked about the Music Factory.
I'm telling you, there's so
12 venues.
Yeah, and I tell people, I'm on the phone always with like Nashville or somebody from LA or somebody from Miami or, Seattle or whatever. And I'm always telling them, I say, I know you guys have areas like this, but this is a different thing, and you need to at least come see it, because the way they've divided up, everything has its identity. And it's not just a venue. It's like a community in itself. It's almost like there's a New Orleans over here, and there's a little LA over here, and there's a little New York over here, and you see these things, and it has a different vibe than the others have, but yet they're all within that, that city.
That's why we're a mosaic. And I know that recently when the city relooked at all its zoning with Unified Development Ordinance, it talked about the strength of neighborhoods and the character of neighborhoods. And when you are a large growing city, it's hard to have one unifying, we have the uptown, but there are so many distinct neighborhoods that have their own character,
yes,
and their own group and their own history of community events, that it's like, mini cities within the big city. And that gives people a sense of place and makes it a home and not just a place you visit. We still have visitors. We still have a lot of conventions that come here. We have, tournaments and sports, and people do visit. But we also want to be a home for people.
Yeah. Well, when they visit, a lot of times they come back and they stay. Yeah. If you could sit down with a 19-year-old or young person, let's say, who dreams of making Charlotte better, what advice would you have for them?
I'd say get involved. I tell people, figure out what you love. Where's your passion? What do you care about? What would you do every day that didn't feel like work? And invest in that. And engage.
Your strength. Invest in your strength. Yeah.
Invest in your strength and engage with your community. Bring people along with you. If you want to do, I've seen young people do their own videos, and they get their, the whole class to come and dance together, and they work on it, and they put music to it, and they have a great time. And that helps define, who that school group is or who that neighborhood is. And I would say, and it doesn't have to be the arts. It can be medicine or gardening or a lot of different things. But find something you care about, invest in that, bring people along.
Yeah, and just not even to close on. I was just at the Pearl the other day, and that's a combination of arts, but a combination of arts and the medical field, but not just tech. We have that involves tech, but you have medical jobs that are coming here as well. And there are so many opportunities, so many things that you can grow up and be now in this city. And I love this city as a base. And when I found out about Arby's, is that there was a group that was trying to, have a network based out of here. And I thought, Charlotte makes a great base.
Absolutely.
And it helps me get eyes from these people I know in the industry in Nashville that, at first I was thinking, do a whole seminars and pay these people to come in here? That would just be, I'd be broken a week, doing something like that. But I can get them on the screen remotely, and I can get them in here. They can see what we're doing, we can see what they're doing, and we can learn from it and grow. And then I can have people like you that understand how a city works and have the history in here, but you've gone to meet with these other mayors, because it's one of the things you guys do. It's like you go to other cities, see what they're doing, and come back. So much of wealth of knowledge to make something like this happen. So I greatly appreciate you coming in, as you know. How do they find out more about you?
Well, as I said, I'm on a lot of social media, and so at Jen Roberts NC is my Instagram and Threads handle. On Facebook, I'm Jennifer Watson Roberts. On Blue Sky, I'm at Jen Roberts NC, and I'm also doing work with the Catawba Center for North Carolina Politics and Public Service. So they can find me on that newsletter every week that comes out talking about how you can engage with your political environment, whether it's just by voting, whether it's helping work elections or helping educate voters. So you can find me a lot of different places. I'm also
and I see you at all the leadership and arts events. I think every time I go to something, it feels like I run into you. So
yeah. And I'm also doing a lot of work on climate change and climate solutions, environmental justice, and trying to counteract all the, things that are happening, whether it's the heat or smoke from wildfires or water restrictions. I mean, we all need this planet to survive. And so we're doing a lot of work on that as well.
Well, thanks for being a great human being. And, that's what I told you. It's like everybody I talk to, that's what they say about you. Great soul, great human being. And thanks for, caring about the arts community and what's going on here.
Absolutely.
Greatly appreciate it. And thank you guys for tuning in. And if you are living in a city that is growing as a music city, let us know, because I would like to cover artists from that area. I'd like to cover your authors and see what you have going in there. And until next time, much love. We'll see you soon.
If you guys want to go, we can still keep rolling.
All right, let's just tell a story real quick.
Okay.
That's the one thing I forgot to talk about.
You just tell me when to lead in. Or I'll do it. Are you cueing me, Johnny, or is...
Go for it.
Okay, go for it. Oh, this is all of a sudden rocky. Okay.
Well, I wanted to add, one of the things you said is how can we better support artists?
Yes.
So one of the things I did while I was mayor is I had a competition to have someone write a song about Charlotte. You talk about place setting and place making. And so I had a competition which we put out to the artists to write a song called Sounds of the Queen City was the name of the competition. I was going to do it
That's a great idea.
every year. Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
And have a youth one as well. But, I didn't get a chance to continue to serve, so it didn't go on. But it was great. We had it over at the Music Factory, and we had about 6 different submissions. And we just had an evening of listening to their song about Charlotte.
Was it audience voted?
We had a panel.
Okay.
We had, I think Dennis Reed might have been on that panel. We had several local artists, and we listened to the different songs and met in the green room and talked about it, and then came out and gave an award. And I can't remember the name of the young man who won, but he wrote a great song about Charlotte. And so that's the kind of thing is, think of creative ways to have people contribute, submit, make something, and then highlight it at an event or a school graduation or halftime, like you said. And that's, one way I think we can continue to support and value the creativity that we have here.
I think that's a super idea.
It was fun.
Yeah. That's
Maybe the next mayor will do it.
I'll show you something while we're sitting.
That was that.
Yeah, that's great.
That was it. That's the only thing I wanted to add.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'll send you this, but my son, he just went to the Grammys this year for his first time and walked the red carpet, but he goes out west and takes pictures of wildlife, like grizzlies and all. If you go to Wooden Robot, there's a whole wall of his, or his photos on the wall. But now he has started taking pictures in Noda and areas like that. Yeah. And it's really storytelling. So we're working on some ideas with that as well.
Well, I remember the Mint Museum had that exhibit, Families of Abraham. Do you remember
I've not seen that, no.
It was, they
How
took
long
a
ago?
family, oh gosh, probably 10 years ago.
Okay.
They had a Muslim family, a Jewish family, and a Christian family. And they took pictures of them celebrating, their tradition, whether it was Ramadan or Christmas or Hanukkah. And it was black and white, beautiful photography, but also just a really interesting way to see the families of Abraham, the different faith traditions, and how they celebrated their faith. So that's the kind of thing that, intersectional.
Yeah, I didn't know about that at all. I'll have to look it up because I'll probably still find something from it online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Mint Museum put it together.
Yeah, my wife.
No, actually it was the Levine Museum.
Oh, love the New South.
Levine Museum of the New South. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yep.
love them too. My wife is the community programs coordinator at the Mint. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, it was a different museum uptown, but
Yeah, so I'm at all those museums.
getting them all mixed up. Oh, that was
We
funny.
also had the aviation museum in here too.
Oh, I know. It's
Show.
got the Sullenberger.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. That is funny. Yeah, I can actually take this. Is it okay if I take one of these?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It is really funny though that advice that Yo-Yo Ma gave. Don't memorize everything now because your memory is gonna go.
Have we done everything, or we still need to take a picture?
Yes, we do need to take a picture.
Okay. And I'll get you out of here, Jennifer.
Okay.
We're doing something new. We take a picture on Polaroid, and then we'll have if you don't mind, sign it,
Yeah.
and then we'll have bunch of pictures on a wall.
And you're in the picture, Wendy?
Yes, I'd love to go with you guys. Come on, come with me.
Thank you.
I don't want it in
And
front of the mirror because that'll be our reflection.
Oh, now
here, I'll come on this side for you. You can
they
be
have a way of
Oh,
cutting that,
our
yeah.
mates. Okay. And here I am, the tallest. Of course, everybody starts out sideways and they go oh, I got to do vertical.
We have a model.
All right, so we'll do me first. 3, 2, 1, ready, and here we go. Oh, hold on. Go, Michael.
Oh my
you
goodness,
do
the
first.
tech guy doesn't even...
I have forgot to. This is an old school one. I have
It's
to
too
charge
simple. It's too
I have to
easy.
charge the flashlight.
Hey, who?
There we go.
Did you get it,
All
Michael?
right, here we go. Okay, it's gonna be a real one. There we go. 3, 2, 1. There we go.
I
All
always
right.
close my eyes with flashes. I don't know what it is.
Polaroid. I know, isn't that great? They still have Polaroids.
Yeah, this
Hard to
is a.
believe. Hard to believe, but they still do.
You gotta shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it.
I mean, that's like the
Do
old
we have a
Kodak.
marker? Yeah. Do we have a marker?
Yeah, in the on your desk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You need to have a Sharpie.
Yep.
Yeah. He'll have you do that in a minute.
Dissolve.
Well, guys, that was awesome. I thought that went really well. You are so well spoken. I think your conversation was incredible. We were listening to you, and I'm like, I see why, because I wasn't really around, for the whole political part of all of it, but
That's good.
I get
It's in
it.
Miami.
Yeah, I get it.
No,
Like,
it's
you're very
Yeah, it's perfect.
very personable, and I can see where people could yeah, for sure. And I think your conversation was very healthy, very
Right.
healthy,
Right.
and well-rounded.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important, in today's world. But I appreciated that, so thank you very much.
Well, I'm big on inclusion, and I
Yeah.
think too much of our history is exclusion
Yes, of course, absolutely.
in our economy,
Yeah.
and so it's a constant struggle.
It is, and I thought your point that you made about the artists and the people that work behind the scenes and the musicians having affordable housing is so incredibly important. That's not something people really stop to think about a lot.
Well, I didn't get into the film industry, but when we lost the film credit, I remember talking to, and you talk about the people behind the scenes,
They
the
couldn't
truck
afford to
drivers
live
bringing
here.
the caterers bringing the food, the truck drivers
Yes.
bringing the people setting up the equipment. They were all like, we're going to have to move to Atlanta because all the shows are going to Atlanta.
Right.
And
right.
they left.
Yeah.
And it's
Was
not
it
just
hard because of the housing? Is that one of the?
No, because the film credit.
Yeah,
The state
it was the state.
they had a 25% film credit for your cost of producing a film.
Right.
And the General Assembly, when they went Republican, they said, we don't want that liberal industry here. They took away the credit.
So they consider LA that kind of thing. But we still have some movies made here, but only like 3 a year. We used to have a lot.
I think like
We
what
still have
Outer
Homeland.
Banks was Homeland.
Homeland was here and-
Homeland.
We still have Hunting Wives, I think it's called. And we had that Channing Tatum movie, the Roof Man was here. And then
We got great venues.
Christy, the boxing movie was
We
there.
do a lot of commercials.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's a site scout for commercials, and there's still a lot of
Is it
like
Peter
beautiful
Miner?
homes and all that. Peter Miner.
Oh, okay. I worked with him on Carry to the Rage. I know Peter.
Yeah, he's fun to talk to about finding sites because he's like, I need a backyard with a balcony, and
Oh man.
You
Well,
can
now
find
that
it
you
right
just
here.
green screen it in, and then you have me come in and pull your green screen down. Here we go. Well, you can see what goes on behind the scenes
I
here.
know now AI can do everything, right? It's
Sounds
terrifying.
scary.
I
Awesome.
take it you don't want me to sign it over the picture.
Yeah, I think that's the better way to go.
That's so cool. So you'll be our first Polaroid on the wall.
Just started today. Yeah, you can just put that there.
There you go.
They got the power for it.
All right. Excellent. Get my computer that wasn't sitting in the hot car.
Yeah, I'll walk you to the elevator and make sure you get
So
in.
much.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for that. Well, tell me your name again.
Johnny.
Johnny.
Jess.
But you're not from Charlotte originally.
No, originally from Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yeah,
From the
but
Ukraine part.
living in Fort Mill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big
We're glad
Ukraine
you're here.
culture.
We're so sorry for your country. I mean, it just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Ukraine and Gaza, Iran now.
Well, that's one of the things that jumped out for Johnny, that he thought was really a impactful piece of what you were talking about was what is it, rather than a melting pot, but a mosaic.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
loves
I marked
I love that too.
I marked that on a time
Yeah.
code, yeah.
I told her
That's
you're
a
great.
powerful one, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a really good, really good.
because you need to retain your past and your history. It's a part of you.
Yeah.
You don't want to wipe it out by melting together. It's like,
It was so good. It was piecing it together.
I just think it's a horrible image of melting pot.
I never thought of it like that though, until you said that. Like, I've never
It changed my view
told
of it.
me
Yeah.
about the difference of what that means as opposed to what that means.
Well, the cool thing about mosaics is you get like close to a mosaic and you can see like each color, and you step back and you see the whole picture.
I
Yeah,
love it, that's so
that's
powerful.
good, yeah.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Well,
All right.
Call me when you're
Thank you
available.
so much.
I'm
Yeah, send me a link to wherever it ends up. You know.
Alright, sounds good. You'll get a thank you email and then you'll have photos in there and links and all that stuff.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We
Yeah.
have
So you gotta charge the flashlight, because if I have you ever taken it, you gotta like power it on in the vents. It's like the old school. But let me see, oh, it came across very nice, so it just takes time. It's blurry though.
Yeah,
I wasn't shaking.
it's a little blurry.
Yeah,
You can get a better camera that holds more than 8 total photos.
yeah. Oh, no, I mean, I think that's normal. The eight, I think for the Polaroids, I think that's. I like the color though. It's like a arty style.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
It's real cool.
Yeah, so I got the blue because they had white, the old school one.
You know, this is great. The colors, I love it. It's just, I don't know why it's boring. I wonder if there's like a, I have to try, I wonder if you have to like press the, like old, cameras back in the days, you have to press it halfway to focus it, and then the other halfway to take a shot. That's the thing for this. Where are the pins, Wendy?
Oh, they're in the pink thing.
Oh. But are those like small pins or those long ones?
No, they're the small ones. I don't know what the long ones are.
The short ones are good.
Here.
I need like a good coffee.
Good coffee.
Like a big one, like a real one, like a par of coffee. I need a true quad. Oh, okay, look, here, Johnny, look, and they're clear. But look, I don't know where the middle
Oh
one
yeah,
is,
that's
right?
exactly what I.
Right?
Yeah, that's perfect right here. So where do we wanna like?
I'm thinking, do we want to do here? Probably, or there, but I'm thinking this whole
Here,
thing,
that's
right?
Empty, yeah.
We just start with one in the middle.
Right here. And then just kind of do that. That works.
Let's go! I
Yeah.
think it's a fun thing.
And then I'll just expand from there. Yeah,
I mean, it's just
that's awesome.
interesting. And
Yep.
it, or do we want to do it? No, over here where you can see, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
We can move on.
if we, yeah, we can definitely. You won't see it from this angle, unfortunately, but you would see it if we fix these doors with them records, and then we can put them right there. They will show up there.
That fucking door.
We're still live, by the
We're live?
way. Yes.
Okay. But you know what? If we do, oh well, hey, no, wait. If we do this, this could be, we just do it a little sticky instead of the pin, like some goopy gummy.
Like on the, what are you talking about?
Yes, and
No, I'm
that's what
thinking
we're,
like if
the
you do
door.
album here and then do those there.
Or put,
Like move
put those all over that door.
Oh. Yeah, we'll
Like a
need
little-
like
A gum, I know, it's gonna take a hot minute.
Yeah.
Well, we figure we have 4 to 6 a week.
Yeah, we'll fill it up quick.
But for now, I guess, or is that gonna make a hole in this fucker?
Yeah. Well, not that bad, but it's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but when we get a whole bunch of them in there.
Yeah, you'll notice. Yeah.
So you're saying to put the albums up
Like
there?
if we put it right here, because if we wanna not have a green screen, then this shot could be kind of cool. But if we put it right here, they'll show up nicely on that camera, on the host camera. All right, we're ready to roll out.